Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And I'm struggling today, I will tell you. I woke up and my throat is still hurting. It's like I get a day of grace and then I feel sick again, and then I get a day of grace and then I feel sick again. And so I don't know if like that's my body telling me to just rest and relax or what. And then I went to go put my contacts in, and I have been having massive problems with my contacts recently. I shared this, I don't know if I shared it on here, but I went a really long time without taking my contacts out, and I slept in them every night. So I went in for my eye check. She said everything was fine, whatever. My prescription had changed, so I had to get new contacts. But I'm having such a hard time with this eye wanting to wear contacts. Like, I've never had this problem before in my entire life. I've just been a really easy contact wearer, if that makes sense. You know, I know a lot of people have difficulty wearing contacts. That's never been the case for me. And this one contact, it constantly feels like there is a rip in it or a tear or something, and it doesn't really matter if I take one out and put a brand new one in there. It feels the exact same way. And so I called my eye doctor, and she was like, well, when I examined you, there was nothing wrong. And she was like, but you can come back in. So I think I'm gonna go back in next week, because I'm like, this is not right. And it's weird because, like, yesterday, like, here we go again. Like, yesterday, it was completely fine. Today, it's driving me crazy. I mean, it is so foggy and fuzzy right now, and I just went upstairs before the video and, like, cleaned it out. So we're gonna try to get through reading some meditations today, but I am struggling a little bit. So anyway, okay, let's first read from the Daily Book of Positive Quotations by Linda Picone. We're gonna read from February 1st. Can you guys believe that it is February 1st already? I cannot believe that. January 2020 is over. Never to be seen again. I get this kind of really weird, maybe sad thought sometimes. You know, like, do you ever, like, sit in a day, like, let's just say February 1st, 2020, right? And you think to yourself, like, this is the last time. I mean, this is a very obvious thought, right? But at the same time, it's kind of, for me, puts things in perspective. It's like, it will never be February 1st, 2020 again. Ever again, right? And then it makes you think about this very limited period of time that we all experience this life together on Earth, you know? That we're really all here underneath this one combined experience at this specific time, you know? There are other people that experienced the 1800s together, or there are other people that experienced, you know, the 1400s together, and there will be people that celebrate, you know, millenniums from now. Hopefully the world is still here. But this experience that we all experience together is unique to us. And then when you break it down to those people that, you know, are English speaking, that can listen to my, you know, videos, and then those people that are watching my videos, and those couple hundred people that we're all experiencing this thing together because I'm talking and you guys are listening, and it's this enjoyed experience that only a few of us experienced together on February 1st of 2020 is kind of a really unique thing. And so I appreciate you guys all for being here. It's not missed on me, and I say this on all of my channels, that you guys choose to spend time with me. You know, you choose to spend time watching my videos. It's a pretty profound thing when you think about it, that, you know, and every day there's only so many minutes and so many, you know, hours and so many seconds. And the fact that and the fact that you choose to spend some time watching my videos is really cool, and I really appreciate it. Think about that, though, when you go throughout your day, you know, that there are only so many. I used to know how many minutes there were in a day, but I don't anymore. But, you know, it's crazy to think that there's only so many minutes in a day, and how do we choose to give those minutes away? You know what I mean? Like, it's a pretty big idea. Okay, let's read February 1st. Bradley, are you going to dig in your hole back there? He said, I might just want to. Thinking and spirituality. Zen does not confuse spirituality with thinking about God while one is peeling potatoes. Zen spirituality is just to peel the potatoes. Alan W. Watts. We rarely allow ourselves to be in the world without thinking about it. Seldom do we look at a beautiful sunset without turning to someone to say, isn't that a beautiful sunset? Worse, our thinking can't distract or occupy us so much that we don't even notice the sunset in the first place. There is value in being mindful of the world and what it offers without comment or thought. To be present in the moment, feeling the warmth of the sun on our skin, breathing in the cool, crisp air, listening to the chirp chirp of birds in the early morning. I will close my eyes and allow myself to be in the world, and the world to be in me, without trying to attach words to what I am experiencing. Well, that was kind of counter to what I just said before it, wasn't it? A little bit. No, I mean, you know, I do love what it's saying in here, you know, like just enjoying things for what they are instead of having to make more out of them than they really are. And I guess, I don't know, that's more about like what I was talking about, which is just being present for the day. I mean, you know, I struggle with that. And I have always struggled with, okay, I have this to do on Tuesday, and and then, you know, spilt milk. It's either spilt milk or the borrowing trouble. You know, there's no in between for me. And in the last 2 years, I would say I really focused hard on trying to stay present, trying to just practice being, you know, and just, that's why, like, if you watch my vlogs, I've been saying a lot lately that in 2020, I want to have some goals where it's just like, just listening to audiobooks, or just, which I do a lot anyway, but, you know, watching a lot of shows on Netflix, or, you know, just reading things that I enjoy for escapism, excuse me, things like that, going to see movies, because that forces me to stay present, you know what I mean? I'm not a good TV watcher, but I used to be. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I always have 15,000 things that I want to get accomplished in a day, and then I feel like at the end of the day, if I don't get those things accomplished, that, you know, like, oh, I wasn't real productive, and I like to be productive, and if you watch my vlogs, you know that, because I say, like, I was really productive today, and then I feel good about myself, you know? But I think there's also the allowance in being productive, but also allowing yourself to have some recess throughout the day. We were taught that when we were kids, you know? And recently, what I've been doing, I did it last night, and I've done it like 3 times in the last week, is that I've been doing like face masks in the evening, and been using some products that I hadn't tried before, to try some new products and whatever. I just did a review of all these things yesterday, and it's been really enjoyable, you know, to just kind of light a candle in the bathroom, put some music on. Last night Alex was in the bedroom watching TV, you know. It's just been really nice to kind of relax and it takes no more than a half an hour. I mean, I'm talking about face mask, to cleaning up the bathroom a little bit, because at the same time, I'm kind of like still, you know, like I got the bathroom clean the other day, but now I'm cleaning it up a little bit each day. And then just to maintain it, and then get in the shower, take a shower, put all my lotion on, do my hair, and then I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? And it's like that only takes like a half an hour. So if we each of us take a half an hour, 30 minutes, you know, each day to do some of that relaxation, it would be, you could even read your meditations while you're doing that, you know? So for me, it's just kind of prepared me for the evening, and it's been really nice. All right, what do you think, Tucker? Oh, he jumped out. We're gonna read Days of Healing, Days of Joy, Daily Meditations for Adult Children. I get real scared every time that I read this book, because there was the one meditation that I did not love from it. So we'll see what this says. Is this a Hazelden? It sure is, okay. When I grow up, I want to be a child, Dick H. Some of us adult children need to grow up before we can be the children we never were. It may take years to grow old and wise enough to be young, but it's possible. With enough insight, determination, and change, we can regain our lost childhood. What does it take to do that? First, it takes a decision, and then it takes a willingness to build the necessary skills. How much is it worth to reclaim that childhood? Is it worth everything? That's how much commitment needs to be behind the decision. No wistful, wouldn't it be wonderful if, we'll do it. Where are the skills of a child? Openness, lightheartedness, trust, the ability to expect wonderful surprises. Those of us who didn't learn these attitudes effortlessly and naturally will have to practice. But if we choose to, we can learn. We can learn to build sandcastles, to wonder about mysterious possibilities, and to expect the good in each new day. The world surrounding little children is the same world surrounding us. The viewpoint is a crucial difference. For us, a merry heart is a matter of choice. Today I will pray for young eyes and a young heart. I think in keeping the wonderment and the innocence of the world in our eyes is such a fantastic thing. You know, I talked about this, I keep on saying about my vlog, but these two channels kind of overlap each other. You know, I was talking in my vlog recently about the fact that, yeah, I grew up in a chaotic, toxic, alcoholic home, but at the same time, I had a lot of great childhood memories with my mom, you know? The problem was I never knew what I was walking into. I didn't know if it was going to be, you know, Little House on the Prairies with chilly dinners and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and you know, listening to old-time radio tapes before we went to bed, or if I was going to walk in and Mom had been drinking all afternoon. I had no clue, you know. Sometimes I would walk in and Mom was already asleep for the night, you know. So I just had no idea what I was walking into. These dogs are extremely needy today. Do you see this? Boo Radley has just jumped up here, and now Tucker is about to jump up here. There he goes. I just had no idea, you know, like what I was walking into on a daily basis. So it was really scary for me. Well, what happens often in that situation is that you become the adult, okay? I mean, this whole idea of an adult child comes a little bit from that, you know, that we are children that have to become adults overnight, you know, and we have to make sure that, I mean, I can tell you that I made sure that the house was locked up, that, you know, I would pour my mom's alcohol down the drain because it was so upset. I would make sure that she was, you know, turned on her side and that she wasn't on her back breathing. And that's a sad thing that a child at 10 years old has to think about, that a 10-year-old child is conscious enough that his mom is on her back, she may vomit and swallow it, so you have to turn her on her side. You know, tuck her in, make sure that the lights were turned on outside, make sure that, you know, the garage door, the back door was locked, that everything was turned off, there were no candles lit. I mean, there were no cigarettes burning in ashtrays because my mom was, you know, always very much for smoking cigarettes while she drank late at night. So that's how I thought. You know, I don't often think about that much anymore. And just even sitting here talking about it, it's crazy to me. Like, it's crazy that that was just kind of routine for me, but it was. You know, those were things that I went and I did every single day. I'm not resentful. I'm not angry about it. So much time has passed, you know. I'm thankful that my mom was able to get sober and that we were able to enjoy adult life together. Because I think had she not, I think I would probably feel completely differently about all of this. But, you know, I think it makes me look at the world in a completely different way because a lot of my childhood was stolen. I have friends of mine, you know, my sponsor, she is real into cars, like really into sports cars, okay? And, you know, like that's kind of an interest that she had as a child, and then like she never really got to experience that. So now that she's older, she, you know, she's real, she goes to the races and she drives a sports car and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, I had another friend of mine who, she went through very chaotic growing up time too, and she really enjoyed sports and all this kind of stuff. So she used to buy Indianapolis Colts season tickets every year, and that would, she would go and she would go to the away games too, and she would stay in the hotels, you know, where the players played, and she would, yeah, Boo Radley, he's being so good. I have to show you guys. Look at Boo Radley. And, you know, like she would tailgate with them and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I've had a lot of friends of mine that interest in their childhood come out in their adulthood, you know, and kind of like carry over. But I think it's also just in this attitude of we grow up way too fast. We just do, you know. This is ring light. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place in this video today. But we grow up way too fast, and I think it's about, I don't know, maybe seeing the world, that there might be some miracles left, there might be some amazement, there might be some magic left in the world, and I definitely think that's where I'm at today, you know, is that I'm really trying to see through one blurry contact, you guys. It is like unbelievable. It's like looking through a piece of tissue paper on one side. So I apologize, but, you know, it's really like, I think, finding the magic that you lost in the world and realizing, oh, it really is there, you know? And I do that every single day in books that I read and music that I listen to, you know, and new people that I meet and new stories that I hear. So there is a lot of magic out there. I think that I've met a lot of people that are adult children of alcoholics or grew up in toxic, chaotic environments. And as adults, they're just cold and bitter. And I don't want to be that. And so I continue to have to work, you know, towards being happy, joyous, and free. And I think for anybody in any kind of home environment, no matter what you came up in, I think that is, you know, work for us to move away from the toxicity, you know, to move away from the chaos. And it's hard, and you have to be aware of it on a daily basis. So, good meditation. I like that meditation. Okay, Boo Radley, should we read Mindful Evening or Don't Sweat the Small Stuff? Oh, Tucker said a Mindful Evening. Can you see? He goes right to the book he wants. Okay, so we're going to read a Mindful Evening, okay? You tell me when to stop. His ear just went down. I don't even know how to pronounce those words, so we will go to something else. Pick another word. Pick another one. That one? Okay. Sending love to your connections. Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Marcel Proust, French novelist. Oftentimes, when we think of having a social life, we think of people who go to cocktail parties and gallery openings, people who have social calendars, who really have to check to see if they are doing anything before making plans. But having a social life could be much simpler. Having a favorite table or a favorite server at the local diner. This is so me. This is so me right here. At the local diner, chatting with your spouse or a coworker, texting your mom or your sibling. So you don't have to take a sort of Hollywood social life. You don't have to have a sort of Hollywood social life. A few connections will do. Just try to make them as loving and complete as possible. This evening, think of all the people in your life, one at a time, as many as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm done. I just don't have a lot of people besides my family in my life. As each person comes to mind, send them feelings of love and affection. Oh my God, this is so strange because in reading The Secret, Four Agreements, and the Celestine Prophecy, it's all about the language of love and affection. As each person comes to mind, send them feelings of love and affection. Try not to think of any disagreements that you may have had in the past. Just send that person goodwill in the present. You may feel like calling some of them up on the phone, or some of them on the phone. If you do, that's fine. But don't make this a stressful exercise. Just reflect for a few minutes on the many people who have meant something to you over the years. I really like that exercise. That's awesome. I do agree with that though, about like, these are like two meditations in one. I know the first one's kind of about having a social life, but I think it's interesting, you know, like how we judge, you know, it's like that fear of missing out. Like you see other people and you see what they're doing. We live such an Instagram world, don't we? I mean, you see these people and they're like 20 years old and they're traveling to the Maldives and you're like, how can they afford to go to the Maldives at 20? Don't think too hard on it. It'll depress you, trust me, okay? But, you know, you see these people and they live this amazing world and you're like, how do they live this life, right? Or, oh my God, look what they're doing. Oh my God, look what they're doing, right? Well, first of all, any of us could do that if we wanted to. If you want to go book a trip for the weekend, start saving your money, book the trip down the road, you can take that trip too. You know, but if not, like, I think it's a lot about, you know, being grateful for what you have. I'm not somebody that loves to be out at a nightclub and like, you know, like YOLO. I don't care about all that, okay? I have those nights. I don't need them back. I'm good. I like to go out every once in a while with my friends and my husband and have a good time. I really do. But, you know, most of the nights, I like to stay at home. I enjoy that more. And I can remember years ago, this was long before I met my husband, long before I met my ex. I remember my best friend and I, we were out at some bar one night. I think it might have been New Year's Eve, and I was like, I'm not gonna be the old man in the bar. I'm not gonna be the old man in the bar. I don't think there's anything wrong with old men in the bar, but I don't want to be the old man in the bar. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind going every once in a while. I have no problem with that. I enjoy it. And the thing is that if I don't go like regularly, that when I do go, I really, really enjoy it. But I remember what would happen over time is that, like, you know, like I would go to buy an outfit and then I would, like, this whole day was spent getting ready to go out, and then I would go pick up my friend at like 10:30 or 11 and we would go out and we would like dance and whatever, and then, you know, like we would come home at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then it was like by 1 o'clock I'd be looking around because I don't drink, and I'd be like, I could be at home watching a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I wasted the evening. Netflix changed social life. It really did. And all those dating apps, okay? Because you don't need to go out to meet anybody anymore. That's the other thing that's so depressing to me, is back in the day when we would go to a club, it was like, we wanted to look cute to meet somebody. People don't care about that anymore. They just go on one of those apps, okay? And then the other nights, they sit at home and watch Netflix. So the whole world has changed anyway. I don't know. But I do love going out for a good dinner with my friends. That's like probably one of my favorite things to do. And you don't have to go somewhere expensive. You can go to Denny's. You don't have to go somewhere expensive at all, you know? Or what if you could cook at home and have like a really nice dinner at home and make homemade pizzas or something? One of the best dinners that we ever went to our friend's house, he was like obsessed with these like stone grilled pizza things, and he had the stones and he was making these pizzas for us. He's kept on popping them out. So much fun. We had such a good time. So yeah, you can have a game night at your house. You know, for Christmas Day, we went to my cousin's house and all of us sat around and we played this game on TV. It was called Jackpot or something. I don't know. You have to, everybody has to download it on your phone or get it. It was so much fun. We had such a great time. So, you know, you don't have to have a huge social life. Have a friend over. Go to your friend's house and stop by and get a fountain pop. That's what Tanya Jean and I do. Do you know how many people are like, I wish I could go get a fountain pop with you and Tanya Jean? It's just not that exciting. It says driving to the gas station getting an 89-cent fountain pop. You know, sometimes 99 cents. You can recreate all of everybody else's fun, and trust me, you can make some of your own as well. So, I don't know. I think it's just about taking each day and really, really enjoying it, like I said at the beginning, and, you know, being very aware of where we are allowing our minutes to go. You know, today I just want to have some fun and I want to enjoy my night today, you know what I mean? Boo Radley, he's forever looking for the perfect circle back there. Anyway, I love you guys and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.